And we're up, guys. Facebook, namaste. God bless. It's Tuesday. How the hell are all of you? Oh my God. I like to take the moment here to thank all the oak, the birch, the elms, all these beautiful plants out there that are spitting out, yes, that green stuff again, man. It just is allergies. Just call me snot. That's basically who I am. But it's my favorite day of the week. It's Transformation Tuesday. One of the best decisions I made 10 years ago was to, first get my pen, man. Gotta have my pen. Was to cloak myself in this life of understanding who I truly was. And I think I was hitting, 50 back then. And people are like, are you crazy? You're midlife. No, meatball. I wanted to find out who I was and why the things were happening in my life. It was probably the best decision I ever made. And I hope on this Transformation Tuesday, topics like this and your own revelation of cause in this world will help you realize, to really reflect on who you are and to become friends with that. Because, your only best friend, honestly, is yourself. And I walked by one of my employees, and I'll get to the quote of the day, and I walked by one of my employees, I think it was yesterday, and I heard her talking. And I said, what? Me, Mr. Hearing Aid. And she goes, oh, no, I was just talking to myself. I said, good for you. I do it every day, man. She kind of looked at me kind of crazy, but really, what you say to yourself, really, honestly, is what you bring to yourself. That was the biggest lesson I learned on this journey of transformation, was understanding that self-talk. You are your own life coach, man. You can have all these people in your life that'll encourage you and all these things, and influencers like myself, but it all boils down what's going on between your left and right ear. And I can tell you from experience after experience after experience, the better things I said to myself, the better things I attracted to myself. But I'm going to get right to the National Day of, because it's actually really good. It's National Rotisserie Chicken Day. For all you chicken lovers out there, that's daily staple of my life, not necessarily rotisserie chicken. But for you guys out there, you might like this one. I don't. I'm sorry. It's National Love Your Dentist Day. How many of you can say, have gone to the dentist throughout your lifetime with this meatball on the side of your face, and he or she walks in, hey, how are you? How you doing? And you just want to throat punch them because you're in so much pain. I had three of those, man. The old abscesses. But yeah, they fix it, but they always come in and so happy, and you're sitting there with the worst pain of your life. But those guys, I can only imagine what they put up with. But out of the quote box tonight, I have a whole bunch, because from a self-talking perspective, I have it from three influencers, major icons, from a physical, mental, and a spiritual level, on what self-talk does to you, for you, and what comes from you on that. So, out of the quote box tonight, there are a lot of them here, man. I'm just going to get maybe one or two, but this is the best one. Getting your shit together requires a level of honesty you can't even imagine. There is nothing easy about realizing you're the one that's been holding back you, indeed, this whole time. When you grasp hold of the fact that you are your own worst enemy, life gets a lot more fun. It gets more simple, man. Because self-talk is your way of pushing your way through the obstacles that life gives you. Most importantly, the obstacles that you create for yourself. In essence, cause and effect. What you're sending out is what you're going to get back. The law of reciprocity is perfect on that part. Because what you're giving life every day, I'm not saying on a physical plane, I'm saying from an emotional and a mindset of what you're giving life every day, that's what you're going to manifest in life. And that's what I learned through self-talk. I wanted to get to know myself. And to know yourself was alleviating all the distractions in life that would impede that, because a lot of people out there are they cloak themselves in distractions all day, and they think that's going to solve their problems, whether it's a drink or this or people. It doesn't, because at the end of the day, I'm looking at myself now. You're going to look at yourself in the mirror. And what you see, indeed, is what you get. And from a couple perspectives here, I got from Neville Goddard, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and Michael Beckwith. I mean, these guys are icon influencers when it comes to that. But I'm going to hit the icon that's not with us anymore. Listen to what Neville said. And I mean, this is so amazing, because you'll realize what you're emitting is what you're getting. What you're saying is what you're bringing. So if you're saying that you're a schmuck, and you're you know, I kid around, I kid around with the meatball thing. But I take nothing, I say to myself, nothing that is detrimental that is going to hurt me, because I realize the power that I have behind it. And when you start immersing yourself in a better feeling about yourself, and pushing that narrative every single day, and telling yourself that girl literally was verbalizing her thoughts when I walked by her, and it was so loud in there I could barely hear her. But the point being, she was just giving herself a pep talk, because she was overwhelmed with work and calming herself down. I mean, that's the best way to do it. I mean, when people get past the stigma, I remember as a kid, people used to make fun of me. Oh, you're talking to yourself. What do you no, meatball. But to me, as a credulous kid, you don't think that. So what do? You shut up and you don't say nothing, and you end up paying the price later in life. Yeah, if you're yelling at a tree, I get it. The whole aspect of that part of talking to life. But when you got to realize, the best friend you have in life, you're looking at it every day. Nothing else really matters. Everything else is just yielding from your thoughts and emotions every day. So become the best version of yourself, to yourself, for yourself, to create a better self, and most importantly, a better destiny. But let's get right to Neville. What you think of with feeling and emotion is an actual fact. When you grasp what Neville's saying about that, he's saying that you're planting the seed, and your thought and emotion is literally watering that. Now, when you think about it doing it continuously, you'll think about what you're telling yourself every single day. That which you experience in your physical world is merely a shadow reflecting the reality of your imaginal activity. Hence, what that prefrontal cortex is going on, what's going on between your left and right ear. And I say to myself, well, when you give yourself a great pep talk, like I do every morning, it's going to be a great day, everything is falling together perfectly in my life, thank you for the health that I have, thank you for the person that I become. You have those kind of conversations to yourself. I mean, you're just setting the tone for the day. Do things happen? Yes. But don't let it set you back, man. There's setups. And you learn from things like that in life. When you keep on pressing the narrative that it's going to be a great day, I am in perfect health, I am the best person I can be, I'm going to show the world that best person every single day. I mean, life's going to start reflecting that energy right back at you. Right back at you. You really don't have to worry about life anymore. And I'm going to get right back. I keep friggin' digressing here. Back to Neville. Therefore, when you revise a conversation, listen to this. When you revise a conversation, an unhappy experience, or a quality about yourself, you are literally experiencing it in reality. Hence, your consciousness. When you realize your consciousness is reality, it's the time frame that you're choosing to live in, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Hence, mind, body, and spirit. That is your farm, man. That's basically your quantum field farm. And Dr. Joe gets into that on a biological sense, which is fantastic. This is from a philosophical sense from Neville Goddard. Really, really grasp it. It's the same thing. Everything, your mind, body, and spirit, it's all the same perspective from three different people that are telling us what we say is what we bring. How we feel it is how it comes. So if your life is not working out the way you thought it would be, what's the word? It's the way you thought it would be. And this is the practice. This is why I just shunned myself out from the world many moons ago. Not in kind of reclusive hermit kind of way there, meatball, because I wanted to find myself. And to find yourself, you have to let go of what's holding you back. And life usually is, with obligations and situations and everything else. You have to find that person you've always wanted to be if you want true peace in your life. Because from peace comes clarity. With clarity comes creation in the most amazing way. And I'll get right to Dr. Joe, because the snot is taking over, man. I'm sorry. It's just the freaking allergies. Listen to what Dr. Joe said. from the biological aspect of how you're thinking and what you're saying to yourself every day. Every thought you think sends out an electrical signal into the field, hence the quantum field. Every emotion you feel creates a magnetic charge around your body. Together they form your electromagnetic signature, hence your broadcasts to the universe. This is what he's saying. Look, you have a choice, man. You have a choice to either fire off the positive aspects of your life, no matter what's going on, and receive. You're going to start receiving that back. Or just fire off, like what Neville said, experiencing old experiences that you keep digging up from the past. I mean, we have this amazing choice every single day. And life doesn't respond to what you want. Listen, meatball. Life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to the signature you're emitting most often. So who's in charge of that signal? We are. Who takes control of where it goes? We do. When you start doing that every day, you start emitting a signal of wellness, of love, of peace. No matter what's going on in your life, the life could be falling apart, but actually it's not falling apart. It's falling apart because you wanted it to in some way. You just need to put it back together the way you want it to be. So whenever I hear my life is falling apart, I say, no, it's because you wanted it to and now you're scared. I get it. But the point being is, if you want a new life, the old life's got to go to bring in the new. So don't be afraid of that. And I'm going from topic to topic here, but really think about what Dr. Joe said. I'm going to read it again. And life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to the signal you are emitting most. So patterns, habitual patterns of thought, this is why when you close yourself away from the world, you really get an idea what kind of patterns and thoughts you're emitting every single day. Why? Because you're facing them every day. How many of you can actually say that you're facing your true self every day? Or you were surrounding yourself with basically just distractions and things to do? A purposeful, transformative life is facing yourself in the mirror every day and saying, I got this, man. I got this. I can do this. I can do anything I truly desire if I put my whole focus on it. But you have to get rid of all the distractions, because there are situations that have happened to you in the past that are literally blocking you that you have no idea, because you're too busy surrounding yourself with things to do. To find peace, you have to live in it. To find clarity, you have to experience it. And from that, life is going to start showing you, indeed, the most amazing things. Now, Michael Beckwith, man, I love this guy. He's awesome. And I found him from The Secret 20-some-odd years ago, and I love his perspective. He's very passive. He's not a pacifist, but he's very passive on his thoughts, and he's got his own church in L.A. and kind of does it out there. But listen to what he said now from a spiritual sense. I went from the philosophical, the biological, now the spiritual sense. He's more of the spiritual guy. What is in your inner conversations like? And I'll say it again. What is your inner conversations like? This is what he's saying now. I'm just repeating it. These are the questions you got to ask yourself. Do you keep saying to yourself, why am I always sick? Why do these things always keep happening to me? Life's going to just say, okay, you're asking why. Let's give you a reason and show you more of it. Does that make sense? Really? Ask better questions about what you're saying to yourself, and you're going to find better answers. Why not say, how can I get better from being sick? Or what can I do to make my life better to feel better? As your brain is just waiting. It's screaming in between your left and right ear. Make a decision. Tell me what to do. That's why I'm here to serve you, meatball. I'm not here to store facts and figures and experiences. I'm here to tell you what all the attributes that I have in between there to help you get where you want to go. But you got to ask better questions. The reticular activation system is saying, look, I want to point something where to go. Tell me where to go. And when you start grasping that, you're like, wow, I have this power. Yeah, we all have the same power. And I love how Michael Beckwith puts it. He goes, what is your inner conversations like? You got to catch yourself when you're going down the track of worry. Indeed. I mean, I can honestly say this, going to high school, I actually left high school early. I went back later. I'm having panic attacks, man. I don't know why. I have no friggin' idea. And back then, just don't think about it. The point is, we're always thinking about it. It's a matter of controlling it. When you're a young, 15, 16-year-old kid, and honestly, not really a kid, they were driving tanks in World War II at 17, for crying out loud. But back then, they really had they didn't understand this, even though it's been around for centuries, perhaps thousands of years, on how the mind works. It really wasn't out there. It was just all kind of figured out. So I said, I'll figure it out. I'll split, and I'll go back later. That's what I did. And believe me, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Getting back to what Michael said, and I'll let you guys enjoy your Tuesday. Worry is emotionally rehearsing the very thing you don't want to experience. And that goes with every aspect. I mean, if you rehearse love all day long, you're going to experience it. I actually posted about that tonight on my Reels and TikTok. If you experience abundance, if you feel that way every day, if you rehearse, this is what I mean. This is why actors are so good, man. They rehearse the part over and over and over and over. We are just acting in this on the inside to create our world on the outside. So what do? You practice, you rehearse, and you constantly rehearse. But sadly, the majority of us are just rehearsing old scenarios that keep reoccurring, and we don't know why they're reoccurring. But when you realize, you just keep rehearsing the past. When you rehearse the past, you get really good at it. And when you rehearse the future, indeed, you get very good at it as well. So whatever's going on in your life, pick your poison. You want to move forward in this positive, amazing life, however it may be. We start rehearsing it on your inner plane. You want to go back to where you were? That's fine. It's your choice there, Meatball. Whatever you guys. I mean, this is the beauty about it. I mean, we have free will to choose whatever we want to have, be, and do. You are not helpless. You are powerful. Don't let anyone ever tell you that. But the point is, you are in complete control of how you think, act, and feel every day. It's your choice. What kind of energy are you going to emit every single day? So grasp it really for yourself. And I'll leave you with a couple quotes, man, on this Transformation Tuesday, because this is the pinnacle. This is your genesis if you want it to be. You have to make a choice every day. What do you say to yourself? And remember, what you say is what you bring. So if you keep saying, I'm prosperous, I'm wealthy, money flows to me freely and abundantly in the most amazing ways, I am debt-free, all these kind of positive things, I'm talking about finance, mind you, do it with love, do it with your health, do it with your well-being, do it with your family. I have the most amazing family. They are so healthy, nothing is going to happen to them. They're on this road of God's plan. I mean, you start preaching those kind of words. I can honestly tell you, the energy you're giving to the world, imagine billions of us doing that. I mean, the world would be a completely and utterly different place. But listen to what Lisa Hayes said about that. She goes, be careful how you're talking to yourself because you are listening. I love that. Your self-talk is the channel of behavioral change. That's Gino Norris. And the last one here, because they just kept coming in rapid fire. I just wanted one quote of the day, man. But self-talk is so important in your life, and it's such a powerful mental tool that we have to change anything. Listen to these friggin' words. One of the hardest things you'll ever have to do is make peace between your ears. Once you do that, you're free. Grasp it for yourself, guys. You want to be free? Or you want to be tied down by a past that literally is destroying you from the inside out. And that came from Brittany Burgunder. And Brittany, much love. God bless, guys. Happy Transformation Tuesday to all of you. This is really emotional for me because it was life-changing for me when I really took hold of what I was on the inside and really started living as a person that I wanted to live. All of us have this choice. All of us have this amazing ability, capability to create any possibility. Damn it, do it for yourself. Believe in yourself. You deserve better health, better finances, better relationships, a better outcome of life. But damn it, it's up to you to make that choice every single day. And if you keep doing it, life is going to keep bringing it. America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, at America's Mentor, on X, on every friggin' social media, on Threads, on everything, man. Just hashtag America's Mentor on Google. You'll see my face my pretty face everywhere. Happy, love your dentist day, get your teeth clean, don't stink up the joint, man. Enjoy your Tuesday, guys. Love you all. Talk to you soon.